pleasure, boy, day. Would you have a fresh cup of tea?
Aye.
The weather's supposed to be bad this evening. It's supposed to be lashing all night.
That's good.
I was thinking of going into town today and buying myself a mini skirt and a low-cut top and parading around Patrick Street in it.
Do, sure?
Have you been listening to a word I've been saying?
I was. You said you were going to town to buy a dress.
That's just typical of you. You never listen to a word I say.
What do you want to tell me?
Oh, just forget it. I was just trying to make conversation with you.
Suit yourself.
Where's your brother? I haven't seen him this morning.
He took off there about an hour ago. He said he was going for a walk to clear his head.
He's been very distant these days. Ever since that letter came for him last Thursday, he's been acting very funny.
Haven't noticed any difference?
I'd say now, if I came in here stark naked, you wouldn't even notice.
Christ, I'm having nightmares with that image in my head.
You'll be having more than nightmares if you continue with this.
Maybe he wants to be left alone. Who ever thought of that?
There's something up with him, and I'm going to find out what it is. After him living here with us for over 30 years, I know when there's something bothering him.
Christ, is it 30 years? Where has the time gone?
You should have a chat with him now when he comes in from his walk.
Will you leave him alone? Fella wants to tidy his privacy.
Well, if you won't talk to him, I will.
All right, I'll have a word with him. Only for a bit of peace and quiet.
Good. And then you can go out and cut the grass. I don't want the neighbours, especially that old Joyce, Riordan, talking about us. You couldn't scratch your ass around here with that woman knowing it.
You pay too much attention to what other people think. I'll get around to cut the grass later.
Do you know, you've got very lazy since you handed over the farm to John.
Will you give us a break? A fella's entitled to enjoy his retirement.
Retirement? Retirement? There's no time for retirement around here, boy.
I don't see you give your own a hard time.
I'm not married to one.
More the pity. I'd have such an easier life you were.
If I was married to your brother, I would have turfed you out of this house years ago.
Well, just as well you picked me so.
And if it wasn't for our children, I'd have left you years ago.
Nonsense, woman. You'd have known to boss if you left here.
I've had my fair share of admirers back in the day.
Yeah, 30 years ago. I don't see any of them queuing outside, willing to take you off my hands.
You can be a right ass at times.
Well, you started it.
Morning, man. Morning, Dad.
Morning,
Morning,
Dad.
Ted. Have you finished the milking?
I have.
I'll make you a bit of breakfast. How many boiled eggs do you want?
I'll have two.
Great.
Any interesting news on the paper, Dad?
I see the teachers have voted to go on strike again.
They have.
Looking for more money, as usual.
They're looking for the pay they deserve. You see the amount of hours that Laura works in the school, and they expect her to teach more students in the class. But you know the whole thing, it's a disgrace, so it is.
God, your generation has it easy. Back in my day, we worked morning, noon and night. I wouldn't dare complain. Guess we got a wallop of a hand across the face from our father.
This, Dad, I've heard it all before.
Would you leave the lad alone? Laura is a grand girl, so she is.
Oh, morning,
Laura! Speak of the devil.
Oh, that's why my ears have been burning so.
We were just saying, what a disgrace the Department of Education are asking teachers to do. He made their right decision to go on strike.
Aren't you so lucky to have him on your side?
Thanks, Mr. Scanlon.
I told you, Pet, to call us by our first names. After all, your family now.
I will try, but you know I've been calling you by your surnames for so long.
I know. Will you have a bit of breakfast?
Oh, she's not staying.
There's no need to be so rude to the girl, John.
Sit down here, Laura.
Morning all. Don't we have a busy kitchen this morning? I'll take a cup of tea if there's one going, Kate.
Well, Joyce, I see you up and around early this morning.
Oh, you know me, Partick, the early bird catches the worm. How are the new married couple getting on?
Sure, we're hardly the newly married couple. We're married over a year and a half now.
A year and a half, did you say? Doesn't time fly? And no kids yet.
Oh, there's plenty time for that.
So, Mrs. Riordan, anything going on in the area?
No, not really. I ran into Johnny Fitzgerald this morning. He said he was in the pub with Owen last night. He said Owen didn't seem to be himself. Now you know me, I'm not one for gossip. But I said I'd call up and see Patrick and Kate just to make sure everything's all right.
He's been acting very queerly ever since he got that letter last Thursday.
What letter would that be?
It was just a letter. You know how strange men get sometimes. You only have to look at that lump over there to understand that.
Good morning, all.
Oh, morning.
Ah, Barry, Mary, how are you?
I'm wrecked, to be honest.
How's the canvassing going?
Very good. People are very positive towards me.
Will you have a cup of tea?
Oh, I'd love one, thank you.
Oh, I'll have to be a very quick one, man. That'll be able to cover today.
I'll have another as well, please.
Haven't you grass to cut?
Fine.
Dad, any chance you might give me a hand to move cattle to the top field later?
Didn't you hear? I've grass to cut.
What about you, Barry? Can you give me a hand?
Have a time. Have an election to win.
Typical politician. Doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
Sure, look, I'll give you a hand.
Oh, I can manage by myself, so I can.
Don't forget to vote.
Would you look at that shit? Vote number 1, Barry Scanlon, man of the people.
Won't it be great now to have one of our own become a councillor? We could badly be doing one around these parts.
Well, you're looking at the wrong fella if you want things done around here. All he's good for is talking shite. No, I'll be off. There's plenty of work to be done.
He's very moody this morning. Is there trouble in paradise?
Oh, God, no, not at all.
He's a man, aren't they always moody?
Right, look, I better be off myself.
Laura, call in later there for your supper if you want.
I'll see what John wants to do. I'll see you later.
See you, love.
We saw Owen walking along the road as we came in.
I better be off. I'll call over later, Kate.
God, she left very fast.
There's no doubt now that she's off out after Owen looking for some information about that letter he received.
What letter was that, man?
Oh, sure, your uncle got a letter there the other day, and he's been acting very strange since.
Yeah, he'd be grand. A fella's entitled to have a couple of off days. Oh, ma'am. Any chance you give us a hand with the canvassing later on today?
Would you leave the poor woman alone? Has she not done enough for you already? You know, at her age, she should be taking it easy.
And what do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing, I just mean...
Get yourself out of that hole you've just dug for yourself.
I wonder who's that?
Oh, that'll be Geaney and Colm. I told her to meet me up here. Open the door there, ma'am, let her in.
Jesus, do you know what? But you're a lazy article. 'Tis well known that you're your father's son.
The father often hurdle you around the bedroom.
Barry, don't be so crude.
Come in. Come in.
There's the team now.
We've been trying to call you, but your phone rang out.
It's left in the car.
We have a problem.
Why, what's the matter?
Well, we're after getting news from a source of ours that works for the Irish Examiner that you've taken a large sum of money from a prominent builder in Cork. And in return, if you're elected, then you're going to vote in favour of the redevelopment of the land in and around and including the Carraig Centre here.
How the hell did they find out about that?
We don't know, but they claim to have a source that can prove you've received money from the builder.
What's this about, Barry?
Oh, it's nothing, man. Just a misunderstanding.
I hope so. I don't want this family's good name dragged through the mud. Sort it out, Barry. Now, I'm going off. I'm going up to Totally Ill and collect my dress that I'm going to wear to the City Hall when we get the election results. I expect to hear no more about this builder.
We better do some damage limitation on this.
Is any of this true, Barry?
Of course not, love.
Right, let's go and do the so-called damage limitation.
Okay, I better make a few phone calls. Jenny, will you come with me? In case I need your advice.
Hadn't I been involved in phone calls too?
You keep Mary company for a while there, while I'm making those calls. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right.
Well, it's all going according to planning. Right now, Barry is outside there with his tramp panicking. I nearly pissed myself when I saw the shock on his face.
You are a devious bitch.
You think?
Go on. Give us a kiss before they come. Can I call you later?
Sure, why not? Barry will be so interested in getting himself out of this mess. He's going to be not wondering what I'm doing at all.
Ah, Mary, how are you?
I'm fine, Owen. How are you? You know Colm Horgan, do you?
Oh, I can't say that I do. Who would you be now?
My dad would be Bobby Horgan.
Bobby. Who used to read at Mass, is it?
That's him.
God, I haven't seen that man in a long time.
Well, he hasn't changed.
Well, make sure you pass on my regards to your dad, will you please?
I will indeed.
Mary, I see Barry outside on the phone with a very attractive lady next to him. He looked as if he was under pressure. You'd want to keep an eye on him, Mary. You wouldn't want him to be straying, you know.
Oh, don't worry at all about him, Owen. I have my sights set on him, you know.
Well, Uncle Owen.
Ah, Barry, how's it all going with the election?
Getting there. Speaking of getting there, we better be off. Not a areas to cover today.
Oh, yeah.
See you later, Owen.
Bye now.
Take care.
And remember, Colm, pass on my regards to your dad, will you please?
I will indeed.
Good man.
Uncle Owen, don't forget to vote.
Oh. No bother. God, I needed that.
Owen, there you are now.
Mrs. Riordan, how are you?
I saw you out walking. I shouted to you, but you mustn't have heard me.
No, I didn't hear you. You know, the hearing isn't as good as it once was.
I see you're having a cup of tea. I'll have one as well. Milk and 2 sugars.
Right you are. You like the old drop of tea? There you go now. A drop of milk and a bit of sugar.
Is there anything stone round here?
No, can't say that there is. All is quiet around the place, you know.
There must be fierce excitement with Barry going for the council and the election in 6 days' time.
Oh, there is. In fairness to the young fella, he was always able to talk a bit of shite.
You're desperate, so you are. I ran into Johnny Fitz last night. He said he was in the pub with you.
Oh, aye, he was there, all right.
He said you weren't yourself. Now, you know me. I'm not one for gossip or poking my nose in where I shouldn't. But I said I'd pop in and see if everything's all right with Owen.
Oh, everything is fine.
Are you sure? I did hear something about a letter. And ever since you received that letter, You haven't been yourself.
Well, to tell you the truth, the letter's from an old friend of mine, and I've been struggling a bit lately.
Oh, tell us more.
Well, I know I can tell you, as you'd say to nobody.
Oh, I won't tell a soul.
I think I might have feelings for an old friend of mine. That's who the letter was from.
Feelings, did you say?
I think I love him.
Him? As in he?
Yes. You see, we know each other for years. And one day it dawned on me that I had feelings for him. So, I wrote him a letter, as I didn't have the nerve to tell him face to face. And then last Thursday morning, I received a letter from him.
What was in the letter?
He said he'd feelings for me too. I'm very confused, Mrs. Riordan. You know, it'd be a huge scandal around here if it came out that I was, well, you know yourself.
Mrs. Riordan, are you back here again?
I better be off. I have loads of people to talk to today.
Remember now, Mrs. Riordan, not a word to anyone.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
She looked very flustered.
I'm afraid I played an old prank on her.
What did you do?
Well, she was inquiring what was in the letter last Thursday. So I told her I wrote to a friend telling him I loved him. And he wrote back saying he loved me too.
You do know she's going to have the whole village talk by the end of the day.
Leave her off. Sure, as long as she's off my back, I don't care. How did she find out about the old letter?
Well, she was over earlier, and Dad happened to mention it, that you haven't been yourself since you got that letter last Thursday.
Well, you know what? Your father was one for never keeping his mouth shut.
Come here. Is there any more tea there in that pot?
Oh, there is. I'm surprised that you wouldn't inquire about what was in the letter, as it's a hot topic of conversation here at the moment.
Well, I've my own things to be worried about, Uncle Owen, than what's in a letter.
Is everything all right, John?
Not really, Uncle Owen.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not really.
You know it might do you good to trash it out.
Well, it's about myself and Laura. This is too embarrassing. I don't think I can.
Hey, you're talking to a man that by the end of the day the whole village will think I have a fancy man.
Well, Laura and I, we've been trying to start a family.
Sure, that's great, John. So what's the problem?
Well, it doesn't seem to be happening for us.
Sure. Rome wasn't built in a day, lad. Give it time.
Do you know, Uncle Owen, Laura has researched a lot of things in how to improve our chances, like eating more healthy and drinking less alcohol. But none of it seems to be working. So Laura went to the doctor and she found out that there is a problem.
Oh, I see. Poor Laura. It must not be easy if she has problems getting pregnant.
Well, that's just it, Uncle Owen. When Laura went to the doctor, and after they're doing all the tests, the doctor could see no reason why Laura couldn't get pregnant. So now Laura thinks that I'm the problem, and that I'm shooting blanks.
And have you gone to see the doctor?
No, Laura's been at me for the past week to go. We've constantly been asked down each other's throats. I haven't gone, but I know there's nothing wrong with me.
What if 'tis you is the problem?
I told you already, I don't have a problem.
It might be no harm to get yourself just checked out, just to be on the safe side.
Ah, there you are, John. I've been looking for you everywhere on the farm.
Well, is a fella not entitled to have a cup of tea for himself?
Of course. I just said I was looking for you, that's all.
I'll leave you to it.
Oh, so stay where you are.
I'll finish my tea in the sitting room. I want to watch the TV. I want to see if there's any bit of news in it.
So, are you going to talk to me?
Well, I have nothing to say to you.
We need to talk about it, John.
No! You want to lecture me about it.
God, it's not a lecture. I just want to have a civil conversation.
So now you're saying I'm not civil?
See, there you go again, twisting everything when it doesn't suit you. And you just man up and act your age.
So now you're saying I'm not a man? Well, thank you very much. Do you know what you can do with yourself? You can go to hell as long as I care.
Sorry, it's embarrassing for you to see me like this.
No need to be sorry. I take it that things didn't go well with himself.
That's an understatement.
You know, he told me what was going on between the two of you.
Yeah, and I bet he said it was my fault and nothing to do with him at all.
Well, not in so many words, no.
You know, he's been a right pig to me lately.
Give him time, Laura. It's a very sensitive topic for him. You'll see that after a couple of days that he'll calm down and you'll find that the two of you will be able to talk about this in time.
You know, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I want to have children on, and I thought John did too, but I don't know what to think anymore. I don't even think we have a future together.
Is everybody okay?
Yes, fine. I'll be off.
Everybody okay with her?
John and her had a little bit of an argument and I'm sure they'll sort it out.
She young enough, nothing like it.
There sure isn't, then. There sure isn't.
Where'd you go for a walk this morning?
I walked up by Murray's farm.
And was the road busy?
Not a single vehicle passed me by, just the way I like it. Then.
It's a very lonely road for sure, especially since old Mrs. Murray died.
Yeah. She was some woman, wasn't she, Mrs. Murray? Do you remember the way she used to chase us around the garden when we'd go and try and rob the apples off her tree?
Of course I do. Wasn't I the one she'd always catch? There was often times my ass would be red raw to get a couple of belts from her yard brush.
And do you remember what she used to say to us?
Stealing is a lazy man's way. Something for nothing leaves you hell to pay.
That's right. God knows what the day is.
There she were, there she were. How was Barry's pub last night?
There was only me and Johnny Fitz in there last night.
Even for Monday night? That was quiet.
Yeah, the pub won't last much longer. We thought things were bad before the COVID. They're 10 times worse now.
First our shop and post office closed. Then the school closed. All we left now in the village is the church and the pub. And that damn COVID has killed a few of our locals in the last 2 years.
It's depressing for sure.
Did Johnny Fitz have any news for you?
Yeah, he was just telling me he's going to have a hip replacement. He's been giving a bit of trouble now for a couple of years and he's finally decided to get it done. Do you know, I was surprised that fella said that to me. Because that bastard was as hard as nails.
What time did you get in last night?
Is it a guard you're asking me my business or what?
Well, I normally hear you come in.
Well, if I must know, I went for a walk after leaving the old pub. I suppose I got in around 2 in the morning.
Christ, was it the Cock City where you walked to?
Just walking around the place, nowhere in particular really.
And why were you walking out that long?
I just wanted to clear the old head.
Is there something matter with you? Kate said you've been acting very funny ever since you got that letter last Thursday.
Do you know what I should do to Kate now? Tell her to mind her own bloody business.
That's easier said than done. You know what she's like when she wants to know something. She's like a dog with a bone.
Well, she'll get nothing out of me because there's nothing to tell.
I'll tell her that, but you know she won't believe me.
Well, she's your wife, isn't she? So that's your problem.
Problem is right.
Yeah.
It's like if a taunt stuck up your ass when she wants to know something.
Oh, she's a prickly one for sure, your girl. Are you finished with our paper?
I am. There you go.
I see, Danny buy one at Ascot yesterday.
Do you have a little froth in them?
I didn't. I had no gamble at all over the weekend.
See, there is something up with you. You always do the race at the weekend.
Will you stop? A fella takes a break for 1 weekend and you're acting like it's the end of the world.
Look, Owen, if there's something bothering you, you can tell me.
How many times does the feckin' will tell you there's shag all around me? This is my house and I can't get a moment's peace with you.
Oh, so now you're throwing that shit at me, are you?
Well, this is my house. Didn't the mother have the farm and the land to me?
And when I got married, you begged me to stay here and not, and you would not manage the farm on your own. And you said Kate could live here as well.
I know I did. It's just to be nice sometimes to give her privacy in her own house. That's all I'm saying.
Had you a good life here? Kate did all the cooking and cleaning around the house for us?
You're right. I was out of order. Look, I shouldn't have said what I did. I'd be in the sitting room there if anyone was looking for me.
Christ, he's one moody bastard today.
Shouldn't you be out cutting the grass?
Well, you told me I would talk with Owen.
And did you?
I did.
And what did he say?
He said mind your own business.
Did he now? After all I've done for him throughout the years. Tis true what they say. Shit is really your thanks.
Well, I think we should respect his wishes now and not badger him anymore.
Speak for yourself. There's something up with him, and I'm going to find out what it is.
Will you leave the poor man alone?
He wants to tell us what's up with him. He just doesn't know it yet.
Christ, you never give up, do you?
You should know me by now. Shift your behind now, and go out and finish the grass. And I'll talk to Owen myself when he comes back into the kitchen.
Fine so.
Owen, there you are. Will you have another cup of tea?
No, you're fine, sure. You've just started to tidy up.
Ah, sure, 'tis no trouble. Anything for my favourite brother-in-law.
Well, I'm delighted to know that I'm your favourite brother-in-law since I'm the only one you have.
Sit down there. Sit down. Sit down for yourself. Will you have something with the tea? Maybe a bit of toast or a cream cracker?
You're too good. No, tea'll be just fine.
You were up and out early this morning, Owen.
Oh, I was.
Was there any reason for that?
Aye, just one of those nights when I couldn't sleep, so I got up early to clear down head.
Yeah. Is there something on your mind, Owen? You know, you've been acting very strange lately, and I'm not one to pry now. But you know you can tell me if there's anything on your mind.
It's nothing really.
Well, it's obviously something. You know, you haven't been yourself ever since that letter came last Thursday.
That bloody letter.
So I was right. It has got something to do with the letter.
It does.
Well, are you going to tell me about it, or am I going to have to interrogate you?
The letter was from Lorraine Hegarty.
Lorraine Hegarty. Lorraine Hegarty. I don't know her now, and I know most people around the area.
Her maiden name was Burke.
Lorraine Burke. Wasn't she the girl you were doing a line with when your mother was alive?
She was.
Christ, that's over 40 years ago. What's she getting in touch with you now for?
I don't know. She wrote in the letter that she was calling here next Saturday and she wanted to talk to me.
Did she give you any idea what she wanted to talk about?
None.
That's very weird.
Ever since I received that letter, I've been all over the place. I had blocked it out of my mind all these years.
I wonder what she wants.
Maybe she's coming to give me a good bashing, I don't know.
Ah, sure, why would she do that?
Because I broke her heart, that's why.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what to say, Eoin.
You know, we started going out together when we were 15. I even shared my first kiss with her. Yeah. Even when she went off to college, we stayed together. We would write letters to each other every day. I remember when the postman had come into the yard, how I would grab the letter from his hand, just so I could read her letters. We had our whole lives mapped out. She was going to get a job teaching and I was going to move away with her. I had started an apprenticeship in carpentry with a local carpenter here in the village. We thought we had our whole world ahead of us.
And what happened then?
Oh, my father, he died suddenly. Massive heart attack, they said. I had to give up the carpentry and come back and take over the farm. As Patrick wasn't old enough and my mother wouldn't be able to manage things on her own here.
And what happened with Lorraine?
Lorraine didn't want to stay. She wanted to move away. She always said there was a great big world out there. She wanted to be a part of it.
Oh, Jesus.
She begged me to go with her. Oh. I'd never forget the tears in her eyes when I said I couldn't go. I was in the kitchen there. She ran out that door and I never saw her since.
For God's sake.
The last I heard, she was married and teaching up in Wexford.
Oh.
She came back about 30 years ago for her mother's funeral, but I couldn't go. I couldn't bear to see her again.
I'm lost for words, Eoin.
I was very much in love with her.
Patrick never told me any of this.
He didn't know anything about it. He knew we were doing a line and that was it, and then we broke up. But I couldn't leave Patrick and the mother. I had to do what was right for them.
So you sacrificed your own happiness to look after your family.
I suppose I did, but as I said, that's life.
Is that why you never married?
She was the love of my life. I just couldn't imagine myself with another woman.
That's awful. Do you know, Eoin, that's a lovely thing you did. Patrick and I would never have had the life we had here, except for the sacrifices that you made.
Woman, wipe away those tears, for God's sake.
Oh, for God's sake, it's so sad. That is so sad.
What's up with you? Has Eoin finally put it back in your box? Told you mind your own business?
Not at all. We were just reminiscing, that's all.
Sad. Oh, it's just so sad. I was going to the bathroom. Oh.
What's up with her?
We were just talking about the father and mother and she got a bit over emotional about it.
That's women for you.
I suppose I better tell you, a friend of mine from the past will be calling there in a couple of days' time.
And who might that be?
Lorraine Hegarty.
Lorraine. You mean Lorraine that you were going with years ago? Lorraine Burke?
That's right.
What in the hell is she calling here for?
I don't know. She wrote in the letter that she was calling here next Saturday and she wanted to talk, that's all.
So that's the reason you've been to work the last few days?
For heaven's sake, there's nothing wrong with me. I was just telling you so you know what's happening. I want you and Kate to give us a bit of privacy when she arrives.
It's very strange that she wants to meet you after all these years.
I know.
You didn't sow your oats and got her pregnant?
Well, then, much use telling me now, is it? As the child in his fat is at this stage.
Sure. Think about it, man. Why is she wants to see you?
Well, we always did say when we were together that we'd have children. But if she was pregnant, why didn't she tell me?
Yeah. She probably didn't want to end up in this village. Or she might have got a new jockey.
You must be right, though. Why else would she be calling? But to tell me she's a child and it's mine. I can't believe I'm a dad. I've missed out on so much. I wonder, has it my eyes? Did it look like any of us? Did it play football or hurling or did
She
it...
could be bringing your son or daughter with her.
What? I wouldn't know what to say.
You could be even a granddad.
I'm only after finding out that I'm a dad, and now you're telling me I'm a granddad? You know, on second thoughts, this is not such a good idea. When she calls, tell her I to go to a funeral. Tell her I to go to my own funeral.
Don't be ridiculous. Calm down. Come on now.
Calm? I am calm. I just want to get out of here.
Come back here. Look. Sit down there. Deep breaths. Come on, deep breaths. Look. Into another's mouth, yeah? There, I'll get it back for you. Get in there, look. Keep going there. Look for... Bags. Into another's mouth. That's it, look. You have to do... Breathe into that. Into another's mouth. That's it. Come on, there, go on into that. Come on, breathe in, load. Come on, in, load. Go on, breathe in. Breathe in, that's it. Breathe in, load. That's it. Breathe in.
What's the matter with him?
Oh, nothing. He's just beating nervous about meeting Lorraine. That's it.
What have you been saying to him?
Oh, nothing. That might be meeting his child.
His child? You said he has a child.
Well, why else would she be calling her, especially after all these years?
We have no idea why she's calling. Now look what you've done, you're all upset.
It's okay. I'm calm now.
You know now, when she calls, you need to dress it up and look presentable.
Hey, is this not good enough what I'm wearing?
Remember now, you're a father.
I'll wear the card in the cake gave me for Christmas.
Go the full hog. Put on that black suit you go and wear going to Sunday Mass.
You're right, Patrick. I'll take the suit to the dry cleaners now. That's what I'll do.
And while you're at it, get that hill trimmed.
I hope you're not setting him up for a fall.
Not at all. Uncle Pat. It's nice sweet, hasn't it?
Uncle Twat, more like it.
And you be an aunt?
Have you given any thought to what will happen to us if Owen does have a child?
What do you mean?
Well, Owen owns this house, and if anything should happen to him, who do you think will get the house?
He'd never put us out on the street.
I hope you're right.
Well, Kate, Patrick, I just came in to see if there's anything I can do for you.
What do you mean, anything you can do?
Well, with the scandal that's after hitting your family.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, not far from me for spreading rumours. But word in the village is your Barry has been involved in something shady, and Owen has a sugar daddy.
Is it on drugs or what you are? Coming into my house talking like that?
Well, technically it's not your house. It's Owen's. And word from the village is his fancy man is moving in here.
I've heard some off-the-wall stuff come out of your mouth from time to time, but this has to be the queerest.
And Barry hasn't been involved in anything shady. That's all just a misunderstanding.
What about Owen and his bit of fluff on the side?
Will you go away? You're talking nonsense.
He told me he sat in this very kitchen. He was in love with a man.
Get out of my house! Get out of my house! You're talking bloody nonsense!
Wild horses wouldn't drag me into this kitchen
Get
again.
out! Get out! Get out now! Get out! What do you know about this?
I haven't got a clue.
I will kill Barry if he's been involved in anything, taking money. Well, the whole place talking about us now. John, do you know anything about Barry taking a bribe builder?
No, I do not, and I don't care either. Right, I'm going for a lie down.
What about the farm?
I'm sure the farm will be fine for a couple of hours.
And why can't you have a lie down in your own house?
Because I came in here for a bit of peace and quiet, and not to be nagged at. No, if Laura comes looking for me, tell her, you've no idea where I am.
What is with this family today? Everyone's in a bad mood.
What are you still sitting there for? Haven't you got grass to cut?
All right, I'm going.
Safe to come in.
Christ, you have some nerve showing your face here after the scandal that you created.
Where's the mother and father?
Relax. They're going to the car driving Glen Carraig tonight.
I can't get a minute's peace and quiet at home. The porters have been called to the house the last couple of days. The phone has been ringing constantly.
Well, that's what you get when you take a bribe from a builder, especially one that has a past.
I keep telling you all, it wasn't a bribe. It was a donation I forgot to put in the book. It could happen to anyone.
That's very convenient, huh? Typical politician answer.
What's the mother said about it?
She says she's going to wring your neck when she gets a hold of you.
And she'll have calmed down by now.
She only said that only half an hour ago before she left. You know, you really are an idiot. You have brought shame upon this family, so you have.
If I wanted a lecture, I'd pick up the phone to one of those reporters that's trying to contact me. Or better still, just listen to herself.
Oh, where is Mary this evening? Or is she too embarrassed to be seen with you?
Well, if you must know, she's with Colm Horgan. They're both working together on damage limitation.
God, she seems to be spending a lot of time with him lately.
She's mad for the campaigning now. First she threatened to divorce me if I ran for the local election. Now she can't get enough of it. She's really become a valued member of the team.
Do you hear the fancy words coming out of your mouth? Do you know, you'll always be a clown in my eyes. Everyone has to look after you and clean up the messes that you make.
The only one cleaning up a mess around here is you when you're shoveling shit around the yard. Well, you don't hear anyone at home with Laura.
Because I came in here for a bit of peace and quiet. The last thing I expected to see was a sleazy politician getting on my nerves.
My, aren't we very touchy tonight?
Well, if I was you, I'd be more worried about how the media got hold of the information that you took a bribe from a builder.
The builder must have told them. No one in my team would betray me like that.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Well, I am. I trust everyone in my team. And speaking of team, Jenny Buckley, my other campaign manager, will be down here later on. I'm sure you have a home to go to.
I'll go home when I'm ready.
Ah, well, Uncle Owen.
Well, Barry, did you cause any more scandal since the last time you were here?
You're not going to stop at me now, are you?
No. There's enough of people having you go to already.
Thanks very much, Uncle Owen.
We all make mistakes, Barry. I just hope you will learn from it.
I'll just pop into the sitting room there and have a look at the news just to see if there's any more about, well, you know what.
Well, John.
Uncle Owen.
I see you're here again tonight and not at home with your own wife. Are things still bad at home?
There. The more she goes on about it, the less I want to talk about it. She says that if I don't cop on to myself, she will leave me. So, I'm calling her bluff.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, John. Your Laura's a highly strung lady and whatever she says she means.
Well, I just can't talk about it, Uncle Owen. Every time she tries to talk to me, it feels like that she's being condescending towards me. She says things like, it happens to other men, and it's more common than you think, and so on, and so on. Oh, God. I just feel so much under pressure when she tries to talk to me about it.
I think you need to sit her down and tell her how you feel. Trust me, it'll do you good to get it off your chest.
I suppose you're right, Uncle Owen.
I wonder who that could be. Hello, and who would you be?
Hi, my name is Jenny Buckley. I'm Barry's campaign manager.
Oh, I see.
Is he around?
Have a look for him there, John.
Hey! Michael Martin! You're wanted!
I'm afraid you've the wrong party there. Barry is independent Fine Gael.
Geaney, here. The two of us have to go through some strategies ahead of the last day of campaigning tomorrow.
Well, if the two of you are going talking shop, I'll be off. Look, the very best look. You'll need it, Simon.
Well, if you two will excuse me, I won't be disturbing you. I'll do a spot of reading in the dining room.
Oh, babe. I couldn't wait to see you.
I couldn't wait to see you either.
Oh, I can't believe the media are making you out to be such a corrupt politician.
I've been wanting to see you all day, but the wife has been in the house all day and with the reporters outside. I couldn't chance meeting her until I knew the coast was clear.
Barry, did you see it? Oh, never mind.
Oh, for feck's sake. The uncle's just caught us. Can anything else go wrong today?
Hello all!
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Well, Barry, I saw your car here, so I said I'd come in and tell you. I don't believe all the lies they're saying about you at all. I was only telling Mrs. Hannigan yesterday how the media got the wrong end of the shtick. And if ever there was a politician that was honest, it's Barry Scanlon. I told her I knew you all your life. You're like the son I never had.
Oh, such a nice thing for you to say about Barry.
And who might you be?
Oh, Mrs. Riordan, this is Jenny Buckley, my campaign manager. Jenny, this is Mrs. Riordan.
It's lovely to meet you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Well, we'd love to chat, but we have a lot of work to do here today.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time, so...
But it was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, bye.
And don't forget to vote.
She
Still
seems
can't.
so lovely.
There's a lot of names I call her, but lovely isn't one of them. For feck's sake, I still can't believe the uncle's caught us.
Barry, what difference does it make? If it's out in the open, we get to be together. That's what we want, isn't it?
I know it is, but I wanted to break up the marriage my own way. I wanted to let her down gently.
Well, listen, when you're ending a marriage, there's no such thing as letting anybody down gently.
If the uncle tells her, she's going to take me to the cleaners in court.
Barry, I don't care what you have. I just want to be with you.
I know, look, you better head away, just in case the uncle comes back again, or in case... Just we haven't looking in the window. I'll talk to you later, okay?
But you will call me later.
Of course I will.
Okay. Barry, can I have a kiss?
No. Be on your way.
Okay, Barry. But I love you.
It's great. It's great that you love it. Mighty stuff all together.
I take it that she's gone.
Yeah, sent her on her way. Look, what you saw there earlier wasn't what it seemed.
Oh, it wasn't it? Your tongue accidentally went down into her mouth, did it?
Okay, it was what it seemed.
What the hell are you playing at? Your wife at home, and here you holding around the place with your bit in the side.
You're not going to tell Mary, are you?
That very much depends on you, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
End this relationship, or whatever you've going on with this young one, and we'll say no more about it. But if you don't end this relationship, you will be one sorry young fella. Now I'm going to take my leave of you, as there's a rotten stench in here. Your cheating heart will make you weep. You cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell you. Your cheating heart is gonna tell you.
Will you stop walking like that? You're giving me a headache.
You know how I get when I'm nervous.
Relax, Barry. As I said to you before, I was at the count centre earlier, and the tallyman said that early indications were you have polled well and are well and content to take a seat.
I just hate this waiting around.
Well, I think we should make a move. After all, I didn't put on my good dress for nothing.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, you were looking very beautiful wearing it.
Oh, Patrick, well, I've been blushing now.
Well, it's the truth. Let's go. Barry, Mary, do you want to spin to the count centre?
Well, I'll drive myself.
Fair enough.
Jenny, could I have a quick word with you?
Okay, babe. Well, what's up?
You know, Jenny, I think the world of you, and I appreciate everything you've done for me.
And I think the world of you too.
And I've cherished all the times that we have spent together.
Are you breaking up with me?
Look, it's not you. It's me.
But I love you, Barry.
Look, there's no need to make this more difficult than it needs to be. Look, we had a good run at it, but all good things come to an end.
Why are you being such a bastard to me? I've done everything you asked me to do.
I know you have, but sure, look, there's no need to cry. We can still be friends.
Friends? I never want to see you ever again!
You heard?
I did. You did the right thing, Barry. Marriage is more important than any fling you're having.
So why do I feel so bad?
Do you feel bad for cheating her? Or the fact that you cheated on your wife? Or the fact that you got caught?
It's the fact that I cheated on Mary and broke that girl's heart.
She's young. She'll get over it. At least you've learned your lesson now.
You come down to the count centre.
I have a friend calling over later. I might call down after.
Well, haven't you gone yet?
No, I'm heading away there now.
Well, the very best of luck, Barry.
Oh, thanks very much, John. That means a lot to me.
The next time we see you, you'll be Councillor Barry Scanlon.
Here's hoping.
Well, Uncle Owen, how are you this morning?
A little bit nervous. I have a friend calling over later that I haven't seen in a long time. But enough about me. You seem a lot more cheerful today.
Well, I've decided to take your advice, Uncle Owen. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with Laura. Do you know, I've been such a fool the way I've been treating her lately.
And why didn't you have a heart-to-heart with her this morning?
Because when I came in from the milking, she wasn't there, so I texted her to say that I was up here. And she said she'd be up in a few minutes.
Well, I'm glad that you're after seeing sense, that you're not a lost cause after all. Laura, speak of the devil.
Hi, Eoin.
Won't you take a seat?
Hey, how are you?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, if you two don't mind, I must get myself ready. So I'll see you later.
Do you want a cup of tea?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Sure, go on. You will have one. And you know, I'll make you a sandwich as well.
Oh, God, no, I think I'd throw up if I ate anything.
Oh, that's my fault.
Sorry, what's your fault?
That you're feeling sick. Look, I know I haven't been treating you properly lately.
Look, it doesn't...
Look, please don't interrupt me. This is very hard for me to talk about. I'm really sorry the way I've been treating you lately.
It doesn't matter, John.
Look, I just couldn't deal with the fact that I had a problem in the baby department. The fact that I couldn't get you pregnant made me feel like less of a man. My pride and ego were bruised. Look, I know that's no excuse, but I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Will you listen to me, John? Okay? The last couple of days, I haven't been feeling very well. I've just come from the doctor.
Well, look, of course I'll go to the doctor. I'll do whatever it takes for us to have a baby.
I'm pregnant.
Look, I'll ring the doctor right now. You're what?
I said I'm pregnant.
You mean I gotcha? And we're going to have a baby?
Yeah, we're going to have a baby.
I can't believe it! We're going to have our own little baby!
Oh, don't you start crying. You set me off too.
Yes! I'm a real man!
Oh, God, you know you're some gobshite, but you're my gobshite.
Is everything okay? I have the loud bag and some yelling.
Uncle Owen, Laura's pregnant!
Good man, John. I knew you were doing you. Hey! My warmest congratulations to you both. Hey! Oh my, that must be Lorraine. Will you let her in, please? Tell her I'll be down in a minute.
Hi, it's Lorraine. I'm Laura, and this is my husband, John.
Hello. It's lovely to meet you both. Are you Owen's son?
No, Owen's my uncle.
Oh, then you must be Patrick's son.
Oh, I am indeed.
Do you know, I used to know your dad when he was a little nipper. He was quite a handful in those days, always hiding in cupboards and under the bed, but he was very easy to find.
How so?
Well, he used to take everything out of the cupboard and leave them all on the floor.
That sounds like their father, all right.
Sorry, would you like a cup of tea, Lorraine?
No, thank you, I'm fine. Thank you.
Uncle Owen will be down in a few minutes. He's just making himself a bit presentable for you.
Oh, I hope he's not gone to too much trouble for me.
It take a lot to improve that face, I can tell you.
Oh, I see you've inherited your uncle's wit. You know, I did try and make contact with your uncle before I came here, but I couldn't find a number for this house.
Oh, the landline is unlisted now. We rarely use it, sir. It's all mobile phones these days.
Oh, and is it the three of you that live here? Or?
No. It's just Dad, Mam, and Uncle Owen live here now.
Oh, right. And did your Uncle Owen ever have kids?
Actually, no, Owen never been married. Oh, I see.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hello. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I haven't come at a bad time. You're all dressed up. Are you going to a funeral?
No, you're fine. Well, John and Laura, I'm sure you've lots to do. I won't be holding you.
Sure, I'm up to nothing, you know. I think I've time for another cup of tea, so I do.
No, come on, I need to get some shopping and give me a lift.
Sure, can't you do that by yourself?
Come on, I need a hand.
Oh, I get you now.
It was lovely to meet you, Lorraine. Maybe we'll see you again.
Yes, we'll see how it goes. Goodbye then.
So here we are.
Yes, here we are.
Won't you take a seat, please?
Oh,
I have to say, you're as beautiful now as the day you left.
you don't look too bad yourself either.
I have to say, I was quite surprised when I received your letter.
I figured that now was the right time to reach out to you.
I think I know why you reached out to me.
Oh, really?
Is it the fact that you have a child belong to me, did you?
Oh, God, no, Owen. Why would you think such a thing?
Well, the fact that you've contacted me after all these years.
Oh, you seem disappointed.
Well, I am just a little. I always wanted a child, especially one with you. Patrick was the one that said you might have had my child. So, I guess all those emotions came flooding back and I got excited at the prospect of having a child out there.
I'm sorry, Owen. I can see how you jumped to that conclusion.
Ah, don't mind me. I'm just a doddering old fool.
No, you're not. You know, you haven't changed a bit. You're still the same kind, sensitive guy I fell in love with all those years ago.
Well, it's nice of you to say that.
No, I mean every word of it.
Lorraine, I'm sorry I didn't go to your mother's funeral. It's just I felt it was better to stay away.
She said you used called to see her now and again, just to see how she was doing.
Yes. She always made me feel very welcome in your house, so she did.
She was very fond of you.
Yes, and I of her.
Oh, the reason that I have come here today is to, I need to ask you for your forgiveness.
Forgiveness for what?
For walking out on you the way I did. It was very unfair of me, and I just hope you can find in your heart to forgive me.
Oh, there's nothing to forgive. I don't blame you for walking out. If you had stayed, you would have ended up stuck in this village. And you deserve much more than that.
Oh, I would have done anything to stay here in this village with you.
It's nice of you to say that to make me feel better, but I understand.
No, I don't think you do.
What do you mean?
Oh, and when I left here, I was heartbroken. The first job I got to teaching was in Dublin. Oh, I hated the place. It was a rough area. The kids, they were, full of attitude. I could smell the piss coming from the boys' toilet. It was horrible. It was like living in my own personal hell. I was ready to give it all up and come back here when George entered my life. He'd just been appointed as on the board of management and he took a liking to me straight away. He was a nice lad, kind and caring, but he wasn't you. So one night I went out, I bumped into him. We started drinking and I got so drunk. We ended up back in his place and one thing led to another and we slept together. The following morning when I woke, I knew what a dreadful mistake I had made. And I had said it to him that what happened between us should never have taken place. He understood, even though he had feelings for me. He was quite understanding.
The one thing he did ask me to do was to stay till the end of term. And as there was only about 9 weeks left to the summer holidays, I agreed to stay.
But you never came back.
No, it's not because I didn't want to. I did. I would have done anything to be here in your arms. But life wasn't plain sailing.
So what happened?
Well, there was only about 3 weeks left to go till the end of term. And I started to feel unwell, sick, nauseous, sick at the sight of food. So I went to the doctor, I got some tests done, and I discovered that I was pregnant. Oh, the shock and disbelief. I just didn't know what to do.
You should have contacted me.
Owen, I was ashamed. I didn't want to be burdening you. It wasn't your problem.
But you could have lived here with me and I would have raised the child as my own.
Owen, you know what this village is like. We would have been the talk of the place. They would have talked till the cows came home. And as for my mother, a daughter of hers, pregnant, out of wedlock, oh, we'd have brought disgrace on the family.
So what did you do?
I told George he was quite excited at the prospect of having a baby. And when I finished my time in Dublin, he got a job for me in Wexford, in a little school, in a little village, ironically just like this one. And in that July, we got married.
Was it a boy or a girl?
It was a boy, Sean Owen Hegarty.
His second name is Owen?
Yes, for some reason it just felt right to name him that.
And did you have any more children?
Yes, we 2 more girls, Yvonne and Suzanne.
Were you happy?
I had a good life. We made it work, George and I, and he was a good husband to me. And in time I did learn to love him, but I could never give my whole heart to him completely.
You said, was a good husband?
Yes. Unfortunately, George died last year of cancer. Oh, he had a tough time of it. But, you know, at least he died with all of his family around him.
I have to say, Lorraine, I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Owen.
You know, you're right when you said life never goes according to plan.
No, it doesn't. And you know, would you believe I'm going to be a grandmother in a few months' time?
Feck off.
No, I'm deadly serious.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. And Laura was telling me that you never married.
No, I didn't. I could never find the right woman.
Oh,
Hey, don't be upset for me. I had the other 2 here and they're worse than any woman could ever be. But seriously, they always looked out for me and they gave me 2 troublesome nephews and things weren't all that bad here. In fact, I had a good life, to be honest.
but you know, I'm glad that you weren't on your own.
So, what does the future hold for you?
Well, when Jerry got sick, I took early retirement. And now that of all the kids they've gone and they've flown the nest, I don't know, I suppose I'll just see where life takes me.
Well, it has brought you back to this village, hasn't it?
Yes, and who would have thought?
Yes. You know, you'll never guess this. Murray's farm is up for sale at the moment. It's rented out to a local farmer. And the apple trees are still there.
Oh, Owen, the apple trees. Do you remember the fun we used to have up there? That's where we had our first kiss.
Ah, you remember.
Of course I remember.
You don't fancy a walk up there now, do you?
Do you know, I think I quite like that.
Hi, Owen.
Ah, Mary, how are you? This is Lorraine, an old friend of mine.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Colm. How come you're back from the account so soon?
Oh, yeah. Well, Barry got eliminated after the first count. He only got 223 votes.
Oh, he must be devastated.
He is, but sure look, everything works out for the best.
Where is he now?
Oh, Mum and Dad are going to drop him back. He went into the pub for a couple of whiskies to drown his sorrows. You know
I
yourself.
see. Well, Lorraine and I are just going for a walk. We might see you later.
See you later.
Yes, we'll see you.
Bye, Colm.
Well, we did it. We have ruined Barry's political career.
We sure did.
And tonight, I'm going to tell Barry that our marriage is over, and then you and me can be together. What's wrong?
You're trying to kiss me. That's what's wrong.
What are you talking about?
Look at you. You're pathetic.
What's going on?
God, you really are as dumb as you look.
Why are you saying these mean things to me?
Haven't you worked it out? I said you and that loser husband of yours up from the very beginning.
What?
You were so easy to manipulate. A lonely housewife with a husband who was having an affair. It was like taking candy from a baby.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because of what your husband done to Jenny. I have loved Jenny from the very moment we worked together, and it pained me to see the way your husband was carrying on with her. So I decided to get my back on that slimy snake by ruining his career and being with his wife. God, every time we kissed it was like making love to gone-off milk. The hairs on the back of my neck would stand up. But I kept up the charade, so I could ruin your husband's marriage. And the plan has worked perfectly. You people think you can take what you want, and there will be no consequences. This time the likes of you paid for your sins.
You are a monster!
I'd rather be a monster than married to you or your husband. And it's been quite a blast. Catch you later.
Oh, God.
There, Pet. I heard it on the radio. Barry got eliminated on the first count. Oh, it must be very upsetting for y'all.
You have no idea.
Oh, that gossip about Barry, it wasn't true. Now you know me. I'm not one for gossip, but if some of it was true, you can tell me. I won't tell a soul.
Oh, it was all true.
You mean he did take a bribe from a builder?
Yeah, he took the goddamn bribe.
Jesus! Who would have thought that Barry Scanlon would do a thing like that? What the hell are you doing here? Now, before you start, I only came in to offer my commiserations, Mary, that Barry didn't get elected.
More like you came up here for more news to gossip about our family.
How dare you, Kate Scanlon? I have never gossiped a day in my life. It'll be a long day before I set foot in this kitchen again.
Can I have that in writing? Oh, woman, she's a curse on us all. Oh, gee. No point in staying around here. I'm going up to change my clothes.
Stay away, woman. I'm taking you out for lunch.
Huh? Sure, and the whole country knowing our business. Should they only be talking about us?
Let them care. I don't care.
Oh,
because I'll be having lunch with the most beautiful woman in Carraig.
oh, for heaven's sake.
Barry, Mary, I sure you don't mind if we head out?
Sure, why would we? It's not that we've anything to celebrate for.
You're a man. You'll get over it.
After you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Some disaster of a day this turned out to be.
You're telling me?
Where's Colm gone?
He's gone, and he won't be back.
Jenny's gone too and she won't be back either.
So, it's just the two of us now.
Looks like it.
I know you've been having an affair with Jenny.
You knew? Why didn't you call me out on it?
Because I've been having an affair with Colm.
So that's why all of a sudden you were all about the campaign and spending so much time with Colm.
Well, I figured if you were having an affair with Jenny, then I could have an affair too.
So where do we go from here?
I suppose we can go to our solicitors and get a divorce.
I suppose we can. Unless, of course, we... No, forget it.
Oh, go on. Say what you were going to say.
Unless we don't get a divorce and just stay together.
Do you want to get a divorce?
Not really. Do you?
Not really. Look, Barry, I've never stopped loving you, but you became so engrossed in your political career that you neglected me. I don't want that to ever happen again.
Look, that's never going to happen again. I promise you.
Well, I wish I could believe you.
Why don't we go to couples therapy?
You would do that for me?
Of course, I would do anything to save our marriage.
Okay, well, I'm willing to give it a go if you are.
Good.
Barry, about the election, there's something I've got to tell you.
Look, the election's over with. It's in the past. We have to look forward to the future. Never look back.
Okay.
Look, why don't we go home, open a bottle of wine, lie together in front of the fire, like we did when we moved in together?
Okay, that sounds like a nice idea.
Okay, let's go home.
God, oh, and Carraig. No, it hasn't changed much.
No, it's like a village that stood still in time.
Yes, but you know, there is something magical about the place.
What does the future hold for you, Lorraine?
Well, I was thinking that I might buy Murray's farm and do up the house. You know, I always loved that place. That's of course if you don't mind us being neighbours.
Oh, I don't mind at all.
And you know, maybe you might like to help me to, you know, do up the house.
I could.
And maybe later on in time, you might like to come and live there with me.
You know, all of a sudden, the future's looking very, very bright. Together again, my tears have stopped falling.